Welcome to our tutorial about the .NET framework. We've been working with .NET technology all along, and now let's take a few moments to learn what it is and what it does for us behind the scenes. The .NET framework is a combination of a few things. It actually includes a number of languages: Visual Basic, C#, JScript.NET, J#, C++, and more. Some of these languages are pretty similar. For example, Visual Basic and C#. Both use the .NET class library and are supported by the Common Language Runtime. In fact, almost any block of code in Visual Basic can be translated to C# line by line, and vice versa. The next part of the .NET framework is the Common Language Runtime, also known as CLR. This is basically the engine that executes all .NET programs and provides different services for these applications, such as security, memory management, and optimization. When you finish developing your application in Visual Basic, or C#, for example, or in any other .NET language, and then you compile your application into a DDL or an EXE file, this file uses what's called as intermediate language code. After this happens, CLR doesn't even really know which language was used to create the application in the first place. Another part of the .NET framework is the .NET class library. This literally includes thousands of rebuild applications. For example, our buttons from the toolbox or our database controls, the message box, the list box, and on and on. Think of the libraries as pieces that you can simply snap into your application, and they fit perfectly to all the other pieces and to the rest of your application. The next component of the .NET framework is the NET Runtime Engine. This is basically a host which creates an environment for your application so your program can run as easily and as smoothly as possible. The .NET Runtime Engine provides security, data storage, manages memory usage, and so on. The last question we'll learn about in this tutorial is how Visual Studio fits into this picture. In short, you can put it like this. Visual Studio is an optional development tool which contains a rich set of productivity and debugging features that let you rapidly create advanced applications. It's certainly possible to create applications simply using Notepad and then afterward compile it with the .NET command line compiler. But creating applications this way is very tedious, very painful, and also prone to a lot of errors. This concludes our basic overview of the .NET framework.